Hey guys, I had some leftover yarn after a project, so I just wanted to show you a quick and easy beanie that I made. I saw a template on Pinterest and I kind of made it my own. And this is a perfect Christmas gift. So I'm starting out with a 4.5 millimeter hook, and let's get started. So I start with a slip stitch, or sorry. You know what I mean. Gotta take that out. Alright, slip knot is what I meant. And then I'm gonna chain 40. If you don't know how to chain, you just yarn over and pull through the loop. Mm, 40. We're actually going to chain 41 because you want to have 40 single crochets. So I'm going to do a single crochet in this second chain from the hook. And to do a single crochet, you insert, you yarn over, you pull through, yarn over, and then you're going to pull through both those loops. And you're just going to do that over and over until you get to the end of the row, or to the last stitch. And I'll see you at the end. So I just finished single crochet all the way across. This is just going to be your regular row to start out for the pattern, and then on the next row we're going to increase. So you're going to chain one, and you're going to single crochet in this first stitch, but for the next stitches we're going to single crochet in the back loop only. So how you do that is you're going to go, see this little, you're going to do a single crochet just in the back loop. It's going to give us this nice ribbing effect. I lost some of my yarn. And you're just going to do that in each one across. So I'll show you one more time. This little back loop here, see? You're just going to have the one, and you're going to single crochet. You're going to do that all the way across, and then stop before you get to the last stitch. So you'll have one stitch left when you stop. And I'll meet you back there. Alright, so I just finished single crocheting in the back loop, and I have one stitch left. So instead of just going in the back loop on all the stitches on the end, you're going to go through both loops to kind of make it more clean looking. But this will be our first increase row. So you're going to go through both stitches, single crochet, and then you're going to add another single crochet in the same hole, so that will be your increase. And there will be 6 increase rows. So this is one. You're going to chain one, turn your work, and then you'll do 2 single crochets in the first stitch. Then, just like the last row, you're going to single crochet in the back loop only. Sorry, I keep moving it. It's going out of focus. All the way across until you get to your last stitch. You're going to go in both loops because we want to keep this edge of our work straight because this will be the bottom of our hat that we fold up. So we'll come back when I'm done with our second increase row or row 3 if you like. Alright, so I just got to the end. I'm gonna single crochet through both loops, and this will complete our 3rd row. So you're gonna chain 1 just like we did before, single crochet through both loops, and you are going to single crochet in the back loop only until you get to the next to last stitch. So I took a little break. Yes, my nails are different because I went and got them done really quick, and the light's a little bit different, so I apologize for that. But you have 1 stitch left. You're going to increase, so 2 single crochets in that last stitch, and that'll complete our 3rd increase row. 4 rows total. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 3 more increase rows, so we're going to yarn over and continue what we did before. We are going to do 2 single crochets through both loops in this first stitch. Then we will continue to do single crochets in the back loop only, all the way down until you get to your last stitch. Alright, so you have 1 stitch left. We're going to go ahead and single crochet through both of these loops. I wish it would adjust. There you go. And that will complete our 4th increase row. So we're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do 2 more increase rows just like the last couple until you have 6 increase rows, and you'll end on row 7 starting row 8. So I'm going to come back whenever I am finishing my last increase row. Alright, so I have 1 stitch left in my last increase row, so I'm just going to single crochet. If you hear something, I have dogs, so sorry about that. Alright, so chain 1, then I'll show you. Turn. So you now have 7 rows. 6 of those are increases. The regular row was that first one that we did. So now we're going to just do a regular row. No increases, no decreases. Very similar to what we've done before. You're going to single crochet in the first stitch, and then you're going to single crochet across in the back loop only, just like normal. You're going to do that all the way across, and when you get to this last stitch, instead of increasing, you're just going to put 1 single crochet here. And we will mark it, and I'll come back when I got that done. Alright, so I'm at my last stitch, so I'm only going to do 1 single crochet in this stitch. And that's going to be the peak. So chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to start our decreases, but just to keep track of where I'm at, I'm going to put a stitch marker in the top of this regular row. It's easy to count now, but once you get farther into the hat, if you lose track, it's easy just to go back to the stitch marker and count from there. So hold 1 second. And I'm just going to place it right in the top so it's easy to identify. Like this. So now we're going to decrease. So you're going to act like you're going to do a slip stitch, and you're going to pull through in that first stitch, and then not a slip stitch, a single crochet, sorry. We're going to do the same thing, leaving these 2 on our hook. We're going to go into the next one, Now we have 3 on our hook where we would normally only have 2. And so what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and pull through 3. So we just single crocheted 2 together. Then we will continue single crocheting in the back loop only, all the way down until you have 1 stitch left. In that last stitch, you're going to single crochet through both. You're going to chain 1, turn, and you're going to continue what we've done before until you have 2 left, and I'll show you how to decrease that way. So I just finished my last single crochet in the back loop only, and now I'm going to single crochet the last 2 together just like last time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go yarn over, pull through, insert again, yarn over, pull through. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. You're going to chain 1 and turn. So you completed 2 rows of decrease. You can see it's kind of like a peak, and then it's going to go down the other way. So what you're going to do is continue this 4 more times until you have 6 decrease rows, and then we'll meet you back for the final regular row to complete like this set, and you'll understand when we get there, but it'll kind of just repeat itself over and over. So if you got this part down, you'll be fine. Sorry, I had to get a light because it was starting to get dark, but I just finished my last decrease stitch. I chained 1 and turned my work, and now you're just going to do a regular row like we did at the top here. So you're going to single crochet through both loops. You're going to single crochet in the back loop only, all the way across. When you get to the very last stitch down here, you're going to single crochet through both loops. Once you have that done, I'm going to set it so you can see you'll have this little peak. You're going to repeat this 4 more times until you have 5 peaks. So you can restart the video if you want, just to kind of learn. I am going to complete my rows, and then I'll come back and show you. I may come back in between to kind of show you some progress, to kind of show you what it's looking like. But you're going to repeat that 4 more times until you have 5 rows, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. So I just finished my 5 sets of rows. We're coming to the end, so from my last single crochet, okay, you're going to chain 1, and then we'll do a single crochet all the way to the end, just to kind of make it look a little more clean. So for each row, we're just going to do a single crochet. Sorry. So in this first little section, this first row, I'm just going to do a single crochet. And next, my hands don't want to work today. Oh my gosh. So you're just going to do a single crochet at the top of each row until you reach the end. Alright, so I finished all my single crochets, and now we're going to join the 2 edges together. So if you see here, I have lined it up. So 2 of the peaks line up, and then you have like half a peak here. So now I'm just going to slip stitch all the way down. So I'm going to insert my hook into both corners here, yarn over, pull through. I'll have 2 loops, and then you just pull through. So going back in, yarn over, pull through, pull through. Again, I try to follow the edges, so. And I'm going to work over this little tail so I don't have to sew it in. Nope. You know, we just get into these routines and you start doing it. So you're going to slip stitch all the way down until you reach the bottom of both these peaks. And we're going to stop here, leaving a tail. So I finished all of my slip stitches to the corner. So I am just going to chain one to kind of secure, pull it a little tight, and I'm going to pull this yarn all the way through to secure it. So I'm done with this. I just pull mine to make sure it's pretty secure. So now we're going to weave these together to make the top of the hat. So I grab my yarn needle. I just got a pack of 3 or so at Walmart or the craft store. And so now you're going to take these two edges and you're just going to sew them together. This part works up pretty quickly. Until I get to the peak. Now that I'm at the peak, instead of continuing that, you're actually going to connect these two because you want it to be more of like a dome. So I'm going to insert into the top of this one and then in the top of this one. Just getting situated here so I can show you. So I connected to the top and I'm just going to sew down these edges. Until I reach the corner. And I know people do this different ways, so honestly you can do however works best for you as long as you get the same end result. Alright. So I need to get back to the top so I can connect the next piece. For me, I just kind of like to run my yarn up through those stitches I just did. I don't necessarily know that it makes it more secure, but it makes it where you don't have to cut it and tie on somewhere else. I do leave it a little loose, if you can see where I pulled that piece out some. I'm going to tighten it, but that way it can stretch a little bit more. So now that I'm back at the top, I'm just going to do the same thing all the way around until I have all the pieces connected, and I'll come back and show you. Alright, thankfully we're almost through, so I have all my edges sewed together. I tied off and then I just kind of wove it back through that stitching like we did before, just to make it a little more secure. I'm going to leave a little tail, but I'm just going to snip it off. And then you're going to turn it in, inside out. There's like the basis for your hat. And I just like to roll mine up a little bit. I do have this string that I'm gonna weave in, but overall, there's your basic beanie. It's pretty easy. I know, sorry, my camera was a little spotty at times. I'm getting the hang of it. But I'll post a picture on my Instagram, that way you can see. But hopefully this wasn't too bad for you to follow. I know I need to work on some of the angles and focus and things, but I would love to hear your feedback down below.